Hello and welcome to this special presentation of Rajya Sabha television from inside the Parliament House complex, the Question Hour, in which we bring you the unstarred questions asked by the members of the Parliament and answered by the government on the floor of the House. I am Vishal Dahiya and with me is my colleague Kriti Mishra.
Thank you so much, Vishal. So let's begin with the Question Hour show, and the first question that we've picked up is from member Sanjay Raut, and he asks this question to the Agriculture Minister, and he asks whether it is a fact that Indian agriculture needs a technology-driven revolution, especially given the extent challenges of fragmented landholding, low level of input usage, limited access to irrigation, absence of extension services and inadequate linkage to markets.
Well, this one has been answered in detail by the government, and the answer says that the government is making efforts to use a number of available technologies to improve irrigation reach and efficiency, extension services and market access to farmers. To provide irrigation to every field, micro irrigation systems are being encouraged in a big way. To meet knowledge demand and fill gap, use of information and communication technology are being utilized extensively to reach out to farmers, and for meeting market access, markets are being linked with the national grid under the ambit of ENAM. Also, Council started a project attracting and retaining youth in agriculture, that is ARIA, which is being implemented in 25 states through KVKs, one district from each state. In each district, approximately 4 to 5 clusters of contiguous villages has been identified. Depending upon the type of enterprise, individual or group-based activities, enterprises are being encouraged. In one district, about 100 to 210 rural youths were identified for their skill development in entrepreneurial activities and establishment of related micro-enterprise units in the area of apiary, mushroom, seed processing, soil testing, poultry, dairy, goatry, carp hatchery, vermicompost, etc. Under this project, operational costs to support critical inputs like seeds, fertilizers, small equipments are being provided to farm youth. Well, the next question has been asked by the member R. Vedalingam, and the question is for Agriculture Ministry, wherein he goes on to ask whether it is a fact that there is a huge potential for cooperation between India and Israel in the plantation sector.
Well, the answer is an affirmative, Vishal, and the government goes on to say that potential for cooperation with Israel in plantation sector exists, particularly for cultivation of oil and enhanced use of micro-irrigation in all plantations for increasing water productivity and other benefits. Under the Indo-Israel MOU signed in December 1993 for cooperation in the field of agriculture, development of horticulture through transfer of advanced technologies of Israel has been taken up. Technology has been provided by Israel for nursery management, protected cultivation, micro-irrigation, fertigation, orchard management, canopy management and water treatment for horticulture crops as well. The state government of Rajasthan is also promoting cultivation of olives in collaboration with Israel, covering an area of more than 600 hectares. Moving on to the next question, and this one has been asked by member Mahesh Poddar, and he asks about the outstanding claims for the crops for the years 2016-17 and 17-18 under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, and whether government has taken any steps to avoid any delay in settlement of claim payments, and if so, the details thereof.
Well, Kriti, this one also has been answered in detail by the government, and the answer says that most of the claims of Kharif 2016, Rabi 2016-17 and Kharif 2017 were settled within the prescribed timelines, with a view to ensure timely payment of claims to the farmers, better transparency and accountability. Government has comprehensively revised the operational guidelines of the scheme, which have become effective from 1st of October 2018. Now, the revised operational guidelines tighten the timeline for enrollment of farmers, release of government subsidy and settlement of claims, etc., and provide for the following measures. 12% interest rate per annum to be paid by the insurance company to farmers for delay in settlement claims beyond 10 days of prescribed cut-off date for payment of claims. State government has to pay 12% interest rate per annum for delay in release of state share of subsidy beyond 3 months of prescribed cut-off date or submission of requisition by insurance companies. Stratified grievance redressal mechanism via district-level grievance redressal committee, state-level grievance redressal committee, all have been put in place. The next question, Kriti, is from the member Rajmani Patel, who goes on to ask the government whether a new policy has been put in place that will subsidize companies supplying fertilizers on the condition of producing receipts of sale of fertilizers to farmers.
The government goes on to say that the Department of Fertilizers has implemented direct benefit transfer scheme across the states with effect from March 2018. Under the DBT system, 100% subsidy on various fertilizer grades is being realized to the fertilizer companies on the basis of actual sales made by the retailers to the beneficiaries. Sale of all subsidized fertilizers to farmers or buyers is made through point-of-sale devices installed at each retailer's shop, and the beneficiaries are identified through Aadhaar card, KCC, voter identity card, etc. Receipts are generated through POS device after every sale, displaying the rate of fertilizer and the subsidy borne by the government on behalf of the farmer for the fertilizers purchase. So certainly the entire system has become very transparent. Moving on to the next question, this one has been asked by CM Ramesh, and he has asked the coal minister whether there is a shortage of coal in the country which may affect the power plants across the country, and if so, the details thereof and the manner in which the government proposes to overcome the situation.
Well, the government has clarified clearly that there is no shortage of coal for the power plants in the country. In the detailed answer, it says that as per Central Electricity Authority report, during the period from April to November 2018, total coal-based generation has been 99.16% of the programmed generation, with a growth of 5.50% over the corresponding period of the last year. This has been possible due to increased supply of coal to the power sector. During April to November 2018, CIL has supplied 315.94 metric ton of coal to power sector at a growth of more than 8% compared to the supply of 291.78 metric ton in the corresponding period of the last year. As per CEA report, coal stock at powerhouse ends as on 11th of December 2018 is 14.54 metric ton as against 11.80 metric ton on the same day last year. This is equal to 9 days of stock as against 8 days of stock on 11th of December 2017. Now, the achievement of coal-based generation against the program has been consistently high. While it was 98.51% on 11th of December 2017, it has reached 99.16% on 11th of December 2018. Well, the next one is from the member Rajiv Chandrasekhar, and this is about the draft data protection bill. He goes on to ask the government whether any action has been taken by the concerned ministry on the letter written by the member on 21st of September 2018 regarding the need for an expanded discussion on the draft personal data protection bill.
Well, the government goes on to say that the Committee of Experts on Data Protection under the chairmanship of Justice B.N. Sri Krishna, former Judge Supreme Court of India, has examined various pros and cons related to localization and has brought out them in the final report. Cost-benefit analysis of data localization has been discussed in the detail in Chapter 6 of the report. Based on the recommendation of the Committee of Experts and a multitude of feedback received from diverse stakeholders, the draft bill seeks to address all the issues. Moving on to the next question, and this one has been asked by nominated member Rakesh Sinha, and he's asked the Communications Minister about the reasons for substantial call drops on MTNL and BSNL networks as compared to the networks of other private companies.
Well, the concerned minister has given a detailed answer, and the answer says that as per the performance monitoring report of Telecom Regulatory Authority of India for the quarter ending September 2018, BSNL is meeting the benchmarks for all quality services parameters in all the licensed service areas for cellular mobile telephone services except for parameters for assessing call drops. Whereas Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited, that is MTNL, is meeting the benchmarks for both the parameters in all its LSAs, that is Delhi and Mumbai. In fact, my colleague Kriti Mishra spoke to the member Rakesh Sinha on his question and the answer given by the minister. Let's listen.
So, nominated member of the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Rakesh Sinha, is joining us on Question Hour right now. Sir, you've asked a very pertinent question. Call drop concerns all of us, and the government has given a very, very comprehensive answer as well.
You know, this is the daily problem for each and every consumer. And at every juncture, consumer feels that he is being cheated. Therefore, I raised the question to the minister that why there is more call drops in MTNL BSNL. You know, there are 2.5 lakhs employees BSNL has, which is highest in comparison to other other companies like Vodafone, Airtel and others. and the best talent it has. Earlier, most of the talents were selected by UPSC. So you have the knowledge person, you have the resources. You just compare the BSNL's, MTNL's resources, you will find there is no comparison between the resources, assets it has, and the assets of the Airtel and Vodafone. Therefore, in the competitive market, why are you lagging behind? Moreover, why not you are providing the best services to the consumers? And I find that the minister has done a good homework. He has provided a comprehensive reply. And after the reply, I hope that before the next session, we would find certain substantial improvement in as far as call drops is concerned in MTNL and BSNL.
Well, absolutely, sir. And also, you've raised a very important point on BSNL's revival. There also the government has given a very elaborate answer.
Yes, government has given a very elaborate answer, but I have 3 points to raise before the government.
Right.
One, why not it is getting certificate for 4G spectrum? If you are not giving 4G spectrum certificate to BSNL, how can it compete with other companies? They are getting 4G spectrum and BSNL not getting. There is no logical reason not giving 4G spectrum. There are certain hurdles and noises which can be understood, and government must remove that impediment through law, through its prompt action. If you are not giving, there is a suspicion in the mind of the people. In a competitive market, if the 3 companies are going ahead with the 4G spectrum and your company is not going ahead, you are the government sector, then there would be suspicion. So government must remove that suspicion from the mind of the people. Second, after becoming the PSU, earlier it was a department, so recruitment were by the Union Public Service Commission.
Right.
After becoming PSU, the recruitment should be from its own management. For the last many years, there has not a single recruitment in the management. All the people are being promoted or deputations. So the middle rank management has collapsed in the BSNL. So we have to recreate middle rank management in the BSNL. Third, you have to just start recruitment process. Fourth, your knowledge person is going to private companies. You have to delve into the regions why your best talent, experienced people are leaving job, joining other private companies, and they are giving best services to them. So you have to stop them by taking positive actions.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on very crucial issue.
So that was the member Rakesh Sinha on the question asked by him, the unstarred one on the floor of the House. Let's now move on to the next one, Kriti. Which one is the next?
So the last question that we've picked up is from member Tiruchi Siva, and he asks whether government plans to set up a rail development authority to regulate tariff structures in railways.
Well, the concerned ministry has given a detailed answer to this one as well, and it says that the government has approved the constitution of the Rail Development Authority, RDA, and constituted a search-cum-selection committee under the chairmanship of Cabinet Secretary to select the chairman and 3 members of the RDA. In order to earn revenue through sources other than fare, Indian Railways have issued non-fare revenue policies on content on demand, unsolicited proposals, out-of-home advertising, mobile assets, and rail display network. So that's all we have in this segment of the Question Hour today.
Watch Prashn Kaal with our colleagues Arvind Singh and Akhilesh Suman on the other side. Stay tuned.